Hi class, how are you? Okay, anyway, I am Ma'am Charmaine and I will be your teacher for today's lesson. And we are going to have a lots of learning filled with fun. So I hope everyone will participate and enjoy our class. Alright? And to start with our lesson, we will let you play a game wherein you're going to find out what topic are we going to discuss. And this what we called 4 picks 1 word. Are you excited? And this game, it displays 4 pictures linked by 1 word, and the player's aim is to work out what the word is from a set of letters given below the pictures. Understand? So let's start. So we have 4 pictures here, and sa first picture we can see a try. Sa second picture meron siyang triangle, and sa third makikita natin may sine, and sa last picture, what is this? It is a metric. So what do you think will be our lesson? Okay, meron din tayong mga clues sa mga words, which it has 2 words. Sa first word, merong 13 letters, and in second word has 6 letters. So what do you think is the answer, class? Very good! Trigonometric ratios. Now that the activity has been done, let's start our discussion. Do you have an idea what will be our topic today? Very good, class. Our topic for today is all about understanding of the basic concepts of trigonometry. And now I'd like you to listen and participate attentively. Understand? Okay, let's start. First, trigonometric ratios are defined as the values of all trigonometric functions based on the value of the ratio of sides in a right-angled triangle. The ratios of sides of a right-angled triangle with respect to any of its acute angles are known as the trigonometric ratios of that particular angle. And you know, class, what is the importance of trigonometric functions in our daily life? Okay, trigonometry and its functions are widely used in everyday life. It's used in geography to calculate the distance between landmarks, astronomy to calculate the distance between nearby stars, and also trigonometry is used to calculate the height of a building or a mountain. Like for example, the height of a building can be easily determined by using trigonometric functions and the distance of a building from the viewpoint. Again, our lesson for today is all about understanding of the basic concepts of trigonometry. And these are the 3 trigonometric ratios: the sine, cosine, and tangent. And the objectives on this lesson: at the end of the discussion, the students will be able to illustrate the 3 trigonometric ratios, the sine, cosine, and tangent. Second, solve right triangle using trigonometric ratios. So, bago po tayo mag-proceed sa lesson natin, may I ask you first if what are the 6 types of a triangle? So we have 6 types of triangles, and these are equilateral triangle, isosceles triangle, scalene triangle, right triangle, acute triangle, and obtuse triangle. So, in equilateral triangle po, it is a special case of a triangle where all 3 sides are equal and all 3 angles are equal to 60 degrees. Okay, so in isosceles triangle, this is a triangle has both 2 equal sides and 2 equal angles. While in scalene triangle naman po, there is no equal sides and wala din pong equal na angles. And in right triangle naman po, dapat may isang angle measure na 90 degrees. While in acute triangles po, dapat lahat ng angles sa acute triangle ay below 90 degrees. While in obtuse triangle, this is a triangle whose any one of the angles is an obtuse angle or more than 90 degrees. And to begin with, let us first identify the parts of a right triangle. Okay, the right triangle has three sides. These are hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. And hypotenuse, this is the longest side of a triangle. So, ito yung longest side. And yung perpendicular naman, ito yung opposite side ng angle mo. For example, this is your angle, and the opposite side of an angle is this one. So, ito yung opposite side. Next is adjacent. Yung adjacent, ito yung base, or this is in between your right triangle and your theta. So, lagi nyo tatandaan ang tatlong parts of a triangle. Okay, these are hypotenuse, opposite, and adjacent. Okay class, now let us start to our discussion. Again, the three trigonometric ratios are sine, cosine, and tangent. So let us first identify the sine. Okay, sine is the trigonometric function that is equal to the ratio of the side opposite a given angle to the hypotenuse. So the formula for sine is sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. So ito yung angle natin, therefore ito yung theta natin, and this side is the opposite of our theta while this is the hypotenuse. Like for example, in a triangle ABC, the angle A is our theta and the line segment BC is the opposite side. Take a look at it. And line segment AC is the hypotenuse. Why? Because this is the longest side of a right triangle. Therefore, our hypotenuse is AC. And to get the value for sine theta, isa-substitute natin ang value ng opposite at hypotenuse sa given triangle natin. Therefore, our sine A is equal to BC over AC. So, another example. The surveyor is able to determine that the angle to the trees is 32 degrees from where he is standing and that the distance to the tall tree is 75 meters and to the shorter tree is 100 meters. What is the distance between the two trees? So, ito yung surveyor and the angle to the trees is 32 degrees. And yung distance from saan siya nakatayo at sa tall tree is 75 meters. So, ito. At yung distance ng surveyor sa small tree natin is 100 meter. And yung hinahanap natin is this side. So, we can use the sine formula to get this side. So, sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse, right? So, yung theta natin dito is 32 degrees. At yung opposite natin is yun yung hinahanap natin. And yung hypotenuse is equal to 100 meters. Therefore, sine 32 degrees is equal to opposite over 100 meters. And to get the measure of opposite side, let us use the cross multiplication. So, magiging opposite is equal to 100 sine 32 and that is equal to 55.14. Thus, the distance between the two trees is 55.14 meters apart. Naiintindihan ba? Next, let's identify the cosine. Okay, cosine is a trigonometric function that for an acute angle is the ratio between the leg adjacent to the angle when it is considered a part of a right triangle. and the hypotenuse. So the formula for cosine is cosine theta equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. Again, ito ang angle natin. Therefore, ito yung theta natin. And this side is the adjacent of our theta kasi ito yung gitna ng right triangle and ng ating theta. While this is the hypotenuse because this is the longest side of our triangle. Like for example, in a triangle ABC, the angle A is our theta and the line segment AB is adjacent. Why? Again, dahil ito yung in-between of our right triangle and our theta. While ano naman ang ating hypotenuse? Great, it's AC. So, cosine theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. At kung isa-substitute natin sa given triangle natin, our cosine A is equal to AB over AC. Did you understand? And another example, the angle of elevation of the top of the building at a distance of 30 meters from its foot on a horizontal plane is found to be 45 degrees. Find the distance of the building from the point of observation. So, ito yung building and yung angle of elevation natin sa taas ng building ay 45 degrees. At yung distance ng building from our angle of elevation is 30 meters. So, ang pinapahanap dito ay yung distance ng top of the building to the point of observation. So, ito yung observation natin at ito yung top. So, itong side na to yung hinahanap. So, by this, pwede natin gamitin ang formula ng cosine or cosine theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So, ang theta natin dito ay 45 degrees at yung adjacent natin is BC or yung 30 at yung hypotenuse or AC, yun yung hinahanap natin. So, para mahanap natin ang measure ng AC, we use cosine 45 degrees is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse or BC over AC. So, kung isa-substitute natin to, magiging cosine 45 is equal to 30 over AC. So, to get the measure of AC, let us use cross multiplication. And with that, magiging AC is equal to 30 over cosine 45 degrees. And that is equal to 42.43. Thus, the distance between the building from the point of observation is 42.43 meters. Okay, next is tangent. Tangent is a trigonometric function of an angle. It has a ratio of the length of the opposite side to the length of the adjacent side. So, the formula for tangent is tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Again, ito ang angle natin. Therefore, ito rin ang ating magiging theta. And this side is the opposite side of our theta. Look at it. And this side is the adjacent or base in our theta because it is in between of our theta and right angle. Again, for formula in getting tangent, this is tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. Like for example, in a triangle ABC, the angle A is our theta and the line segment BC is the opposite. Look, again, dahil ito yung in between of our right triangle and our theta, this side is our adjacent. Again, tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. At kung isa-substitute natin sa given triangle natin, our tangent A is equal to BC over AB. Okay, another example here. A ladder placed against a wall such that it reaches the top of the wall of height 6 meters and the ladder is inclined at an angle of 30 degrees. Find how far the ladder is from the foot of the wall. So, ito yung figure natin at makikita natin na yung ladder na nakasandal sa wall. Where ang wall ay may measure na 6 meters and angle ng ladder sa floor ay 30 degrees. At yung hinahanap daw natin dito ay ito. o yung distance ng foot ng ladder sa wall. So, pwede natin gamitin dito yung formula ng tangent, which is opposite over adjacent. Bali, yung theta natin dito ay 30 degrees at ang opposite natin dito ay yung 6 meters. Tama? Now, ang hinahanap natin dito ay ito. Kasi ito yung foot ng ladder at ng wall. Bali, represent natin siya as adjacent. Therefore, tangent theta is equal to opposite over adjacent, or tangent 30 degrees is equal to 6 over adjacent, and next step is cross multiplication para mahanap yung adjacent. So, bali magiging adjacent is equal to 6 over tangent 30 degrees, and that is equal to 10.39. Thus, the distance of the ladder from the foot of the wall is 10.39 meters. So now I have a lot of examples here. All you have to do is use the three trigonometric ratios to identify the value of angle or side. Okay? Okay, so in a first example, triangle LMN is right angle at M. If M is equal to 7 and angle N is equal to 27 degrees, find angle L, side L, and side N. Okay, yung side M natin is equal siya sa 7 and yung angle N natin is 27 degrees. So, hahanapin natin dito yung angle of L, side L, and side N. Okay, to find the measure of angle L, we all know that one triangle is equal to 180 degrees. So, meron na tayong measure ng angle M and measure ng angle N. So, let us substitute it. So, magiging formula po natin dito ay angle L plus the measure of angle M plus the measure of angle N is equal to 180 degrees. So, substitute natin sa given natin. So, ito ay magiging angle L plus 90 degrees plus 27 degrees is equal to 180 degrees. And para makuha natin yung angle L, i-transpose natin yung 117 sa kabilang side. So, ang magiging value po ng angle L natin is equal to 63 degrees. Now, let us find the side of L. So, dito pwede natin gamitin yung formula ng cosine dahil may theta naman tayo and visible din yung value ng hypotenuse natin. So, bali ang formula for cosine theta is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. At yung theta natin dito ay 27 degrees equal to side L over 7 o yung hypotenuse natin. So, next step is cross multiplication. Bali, pag kinross multiplication natin to, magiging siyang L is equal to 7 cosine 27 degrees and that is equal to 6.24. Thus, the measure of side L is 6.24. Now, let us find the side of N. So, dito pwede natin gamitin yung formula ng sine dahil may theta tayo and given din yung value ng hypotenuse natin. So, bali ang formula ay sine theta is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. At yung theta natin dito ay 27 degrees equal to side N over 7. O yung hypotenuse natin, so next step is cross multiplication. Bali, pag kinross multiplication natin to, magiging siyang N is equal to 7 sine 27 degrees. And that is equal to 3.18. Thus, the measure of side N is 3.18. Next, for example number 2, determine the value of the three trigonometric functions for angle theta in the triangle. So, ito yung triangle natin. Meron tayong triangle ABC at yung measure ng line segment BC natin ay 7 and line segment AB is equal to 25. Now, hanapin natin yung line segment AC or yung value ng B. And to find the measure of side B, pwede natin gamitin dito yung Pythagorean theorem. Ano nga ba yung formula sa Pythagorean theorem? Okay, the formula for Pythagorean theorem is a squared plus b squared is equal to c squared. Dahil given na yung a natin, also yung value ng c natin, substitute natin to at bali magiging 7 squared plus b squared is equal to 25 squared. So square lang natin sila, it become 49 plus b squared is equal to 625. So, i-transpose natin yung same terms or yung 49 sa kabilang side. It become b squared is equal to 625 minus 49. That is equal to 576. At para mawala yung square natin dun sa b, square root natin yung 576. Ang magiging answer is 24. Thus, side B is equal to 24. To find three trigonometric functions for angle A. So, sa triangle natin, mag-focus lang tayo sa theta natin, which is yung angle A. Okay, to get the value for sine A, let us use the formula for sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse. At yung opposite value natin sa triangle ay 7, while the hypotenuse is 25. So, 7 over 25 is equal to 0.28. Therefore, sine A is equal to 0.28. Next, to get the value for cosine A, let us use the formula for cosine, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. At substitute lang natin sa triangle yung adjacent and hypotenuse. Therefore, 24 over 25 is equal to 0.96. Thus, cosine A is equal to 0.96. Next, to get the value for tangent A, let us use the formula for tangent, which is opposite over adjacent. At substitute lang natin ulit sa triangle yung given ng opposite and adjacent. Therefore, 7 over 24 is equal to 0.29. Thus, tangent A is equal to 0.29. Next, to find the three trigonometric ratios for angle B. So, kanina nag-focus tayo sa angle A, sa triangle natin. Ngayon, mag-focus naman tayo sa theta natin sa angle B. Okay? And to get the value for sine B, let us use the formula for sine, which is opposite over hypotenuse. At yung opposite value natin sa angle B ay 24, while the hypotenuse is 25. So, 24 over 25 is equal to 0.96. Next, to get the value for cosine B, let us use the formula for cosine, which is adjacent over hypotenuse. At substitute lang natin sa triangle natin yung value ng adjacent and hypotenuse sa theta natin. Therefore, 7 over 25 is equal to 0.28. Thus, cosine B is equal to 0.28. Last, to get the value for tangent B, let us use the formula for tangent, which is opposite over adjacent. At substitute lang natin ulit sa triangle yung opposite and adjacent natin sa using our theta. Therefore, 24 over 7 is equal to 3.43. Thus, tangent B is equal to 3.43. Okay, class, para hindi natin makalimutan yung three trigonometric ratios natin, always remember the abbreviation of SO, KA, TO, WA. Okay? So for sine is equal to opposite over hypotenuse. Ka for cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. And tawa for tangent equal to opposite over adjacent. So this is the end of our lesson about 3 trigonometric ratios. Please don't forget the sine, cosine, and tangent. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy listening. God bless.